Today is going to be a mini book haul, mini-ish book haul. It's about a woman who dated the guy. New Year's Eve night, I definitely placed an order for a couple of books. And it says, hi everybody, it's Audrey and welcome back to Chapter and Converse. And welcome to a little bit of a book haul. So I talked about doing a no spend January, which for the most part I was really good about. We're still in January, so I shouldn't say that I've made it through the entire month. I did have a human moment and a little bit of a break where I did pick up a couple of books. And then I have some ARCs that have come in that I wanted to talk about as well. So I thought we could do just a little bit of a book haul of some books that are new in my life. So the first three books I have are a series, and I know you guys are probably like, you're insane, lady. You are absolutely insane, and I'm not gonna lie, you're probably not wrong about that, but I sort of had this idea, and I don't know why I hadn't acted on it before, although I actually tried to act on it before, and I failed, and then I had a new idea. Now that I am steeped in the thrifted book world, and I was like, why have I never looked online at used books to get these books, because I couldn't find them original anymore. So anyway, edge of your seat, right? The series I got is from Todd Ritter. So this is Death Notice, Devil's Night, and Bad Moon. So this is a 3-book series. And if you guys are like, what's up with you, lady? Who is Todd Ritter? What are you talking about? Well, for those of you who have been here for more than a hot minute, you know I am legitimately like obsessed with Riley Sager's books. And he doesn't have a new book coming out until this summer. And before he was Riley Sager, he was and is Todd Ritter. So these are the original books that he wrote. This is the original series that he had. And I have heard great things about them. So they are police detective in Pennsylvania. And I had tried to get them a while ago, and I did like the basic stuff. Like I went on Amazon and I went on Barnes & Noble, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And my library didn't have them, and I kind of gave up at that point. And then I just had this aha moment of, why don't I look on Better World and Thrift Books? And I found all 3 of them. They're all former library books, and I am so excited about them. So I will be diving into these, and I will let you guys know what I think of them. So these came out in 2010 is Death Notice, which is the first book in the series, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This just like made my entire year. Next up is an ARC I have, which is coming out in February, and it's These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. So this was sent to me by Wednesday Books, who is part of St. Martin's Books, and this is a YA thriller. So she wrote All Your Twisted Secrets, which I read in 2020 when it came out. And then this is another, like I said, YA thriller, and this one has And I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of a vibe to it, in the sense of, it says, what if someone was picking off your friends one by one and going to the police wasn't an option? So this sounds way darker and more messed up than I expected it to be, which kind of made me even more excited about it. So in this one, we follow a girl named Crystal, and she gets this mysterious message from an app with a picture of her little sister gagged and bound, and she agrees to play the kidnapper's sick game. So at first they have her do these really bizarre tasks, like steal a test, bake brownies, make a prank call, and it says, but then the games get deadly. So it says, would you panic and run? Would you have the smarts to solve the mystery? And what if the killer made you do the killing, or else they would murder someone that you love the most? So this sounds truly messed up, which I'm kind of impressed, Diana Urban, so we'll see. So I enjoyed her first book, which was more of a locked room Agatha Christie-ish type of mystery. And this one says you have 24 hours to win or lose your life. So I will definitely be diving into this one, and I am very intrigued by it. I'm very curious to see how dark she goes, but you guys know me. I'm here for the darkness, so haha, yay. The next book I have is an ARC I got from Celadon, and this is called Unmasked, and this is by Paul Holes, and this is My Life Solving America's Cold Cases. So this comes out in April. This is co-written with Robin Gabby Fisher, and he is the detective who found the Golden State Killer. So if you guys read the Michelle McNamara book, which was so amazing, you will be familiar with Paul Holes. He has also shown up on like so many, I almost said Paul Cold, so many different cold case podcasts, and he's been involved in so many different investigations, but the Golden State Killer is definitely like his marquee moment. So this is his memoir of investigating America's toughest cold cases. So this is definitely, you know, personal life and it is the criminals that he is dealing with. It is his relationship with the people he has worked with. I have just received this book, so I have not dove into it yet, but I saw somebody post about it on Instagram, and they said that they had just started to read it and they were already sucked into it. So I'm very excited for this. And I really, like I said, I loved the Michelle McNamara book, so I'm really curious to hear things from his perspective in this as well. There's a whole chapter devoted to Michelle and his relationship with her. And I do believe the big focus of this book is going to be the Golden State Killer. So he talks about his obsession with these crimes, but he has been involved in some of the biggest cases being solved. And it says from Lacey Peterson to J.C. Dugard to the Pittsburgh homicides, and yes, the Golden State Killer and his 20-year-long hunt for it. So he has dealt with so many different cold cases over the years. And it says he has sacrificed relationships, joy, even fatherhood, because the pursuit of evil always came first. Did I make the right choice? It's something I grapple with every day. So I feel like this is going to be really emotional as well. And I'm really, really interested, like I said, in hearing things from his perspective. And I love that it also integrates his personal and his professional life. I was so thrilled when this showed up on my doorstep. And again, like I said, someone who just posted about this and already started reading it was hooked. And I think it's just going to be an absolutely amazing book. And I love me some true crime. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The next book I thrifted is Perfect Days by Rafael Montes. And this book actually came out quite a bit ago, I want to say. But I saw it pop up online somewhere where it said if you liked You by Carolyn Kempness, you would like this book. So this one came out in 2016 and then also translated into English in 2016. So this is a twisted young medical student kidnaps the girl of his dreams and embarks on a dark and delirious road trip across Brazil. And this is the debut by Rafael Montes. So again, this came out quite a bit ago. And it is about a guy named Tio, and he is a loner, and he winds up kidnapping this girl that he's totally obsessed with. So I don't know anything else about this book, and I want to go into it really blind. It says a psychological thriller in the vein of Patricia Highsmith's The Talented Mr. Ripley, a chilling journey in the passenger seat with a psychopath. So it says that Rafael Montes is one of Brazil's most deliciously dark young writers. How great does that sound? And there's some great quotes on the back from Scott Turow and Jeffrey Deaver and Sophie Hannah. So again, another debut book. He has some other books that are out, and it just is breathtaking suspense, psychological insight. It's not a very big book, so I'm excited to dive into it. And you guys know I loved Joe Goldberg and You, so I'm really kind of excited to be with another psychopath, which probably says more about me than anything else, but there you go. The next book I have is another debut and another first in the series, and this is called Sirens by Joseph Knox. This came out in 2017, so this is another backlist book. And there's a quote on the back from Peter Swanson, which obviously, when I saw that, I was like, yes, please. So he says that Joseph Knox has created a classic detective story that manages to feel entirely new, fast-paced, seamy, unpredictable, romantic, and occasionally very funny. I talked about this with another book recently, and I'm of course blanking on it because what would I be if not blanking on books? And it was also saying that it was like very dark but also has dark humor to it. I think it was Ragdoll. Definitely was Ragdoll by Daniel Cole. And having just rewatched all the Scream movies, which have the darkness and the humor in it, at least 1 and 2 do. No, all 3 of them totally do. I definitely am in for that. So this one says the mission is suicide, and we follow a guy named Aiden Waits, and he is the perfect man for this job. So infiltrating the inner circle of enigmatic criminal Zane Carver is dangerous enough. Pulling it off while also rescuing Isabel Rossiter, a runaway politician's daughter, is impossible. I feel like these are very tongue twistery for me today for some reason. But Aiden is perfect for the job because he's disgraced, emotionally damaged, and despised by his superiors. In other words, he's completely expendable. So he is sent on this suicide mission because nobody really cares what happens to him. And it says, but Aiden is a born survivor. So he works his way deep into Zane's shadowy world, and nothing is as it seems. Of course it's not. So it says, before long, Aiden finds himself in over his head, cut loose by his superiors, and dangerously attracted to the wrong woman. How can he save the girl if he can't even save himself? So Sherry LaPena also has a quote in here. She said it's realistic crime drama, it's gritty, tension, atmosphere, memorable characters, and I'm just really interested in it. So again, I don't know how this one popped onto my radar. I don't like to question these things, you guys. So I picked it up to see. I've definitely been in a detective-y kind of a mode, and it just sounded interested to me. I am such garbage for an author I love, like quoting a book or having a blurb on a book, and I'm like, it must be brilliant. So I will let you guys know, but it sounds interesting. And if you guys have read this one, let me know. I had heard nothing about this one, and somewhere down my rabbit hole it got recommended, and I found it and I bought it. The next book I have just came out in January, and this is Seeking Wisdom by Julia Cameron, and this was sent to me by St. Martin's as well. And this is a 6-week Artist's Way program, a spiritual path to creative connection. So if you guys have been following me, especially lately, then you know that I am a big fan of Julia Cameron. I have pulled back out her Artist's Way book. I listened to some audiobooks by her. I have read some of her books, writing advice books. And one of the cornerstones of her practice are morning pages. And I saw this and I felt like, do you ever feel like the stars align or the universe is sending you a message? When this showed up, I had already pulled out 2 of her books because I want to start on morning pages in February. So I'm doing a, not that this matters to anybody, but I'm doing a 30-day yoga challenge in January. So every morning I start my day with yoga. And because there's only so much time between getting up in the morning and having to get ready and start work, I can only do so many things. So my plan for February is to start morning pages where I was doing the morning yoga, and I pulled everything out and then this showed up, and I'm so excited for this because this is a 6-week program, which I think is going to be perfect to start in February. So that is my game plan on this one. So like some of her other books, there's a bit of workbook to this, and it has sort of week by week concepts. It talks about the inspiration of things. It gives you things to try. Like I said, it gives you some exercises to do. So this one says it offers a new vision of prayer, not as a religious act, but as a creative practice. So she traces her own creative journey, and she reveals how prayer had led her forward at a time of personal crisis and became an indispensable support of her artistic life. So she shares a lot of the tools that she used in here. She, of course, goes back to the tools that have worked for her in the Artist's Way, including morning pages, artist dates, and walks. And they are refreshed and reintroduced to provide a proven, grounded framework for growth and development. So this is not just writer specific. This is really for aspiring artists and creatives alike. So if you are anyone in a creative atmosphere, anyone who does anything creatively, professionally, or as a hobby, or just for your own personal joy, which I guess kind of could be a hobby, but it is applicable to anyone in a creative realm. So I'm so excited for this and I'm so grateful for it. And again, I feel like the timing is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to try to give this one a go and stick with my morning pages. So I will keep you guys posted, but she has some great books. She has some great inspiration, and she is definitely someone who I turn to when I'm looking for inspiration with my writing. And I'm just so excited. I already said that, but I am. So the next book I have is another ARC that came, and it's Too Good to Be True by Carola Lovering. And this came to me from St. Martin's. So this just came out in paperback, and I talked about her because she has a new book coming out. And then I also talked about how I have her first book, Tell Me Lies, which I haven't read yet. So I was like, I need to read that first, and then I will pursue her next book. And then this showed up in the mail, which I'm also so excited about. So this one is multiple POVs. I believe it's multiple timelines. So in this book, it's about a girl named Sky, and she is overjoyed when her boyfriend Burke proposes after a whirlwind courtship, and he is older than she is. And it says, Burke isn't who he claims to be, and interspersed letters to his therapist reveal the truth. He's happily married and using Sky for his own deceptive ends. Charming. And then we get a third perspective of a woman named Heather, which is set 30 years earlier. So it says, on a collision course she doesn't see coming, Sky throws herself into wedding planning as Burke's scheme grows even more twisted. But of course, even the best laid plans can go astray. And just when you think you know where the story is going, you'll discover there's more than one way to spin the truth. So I have heard some really great things about this book from people who have read it. And I want to say it was on Sarah's Bookshelves podcast that I heard about her talking about just how delicious the Carola Lovering books are, and she was talking about both of them. So I'm so excited for this one. So big thanks to St. Martin's for sending this to me. This was another just brilliant surprise that showed up in the mail. So that's gonna do it for just a few books that I have brought into my land lately. And like I said, we're doing a no spend January here for the most part. We're doing okay with it. It's going all right. I've resisted some temptation. I'm trying to teach myself a little bit of patience. It's not always easy, but I am super grateful to all the publishers who sent me the books, and I am super grateful to Better World and Thrift Books for having books I was interested in. I am so excited about the Todd, Ritter, Riley Sager series, and I'm so excited to have it. So I will let you guys know what I think of the books when I read them. Let me know if you have read any of them or if you picked up anything in January that you were super jazzed about. And I will see you guys soon in another video. So thanks so much for hanging out today. Take care, everybody. Bye.